Hello again and welcome back to the channel. Today we have another 1v1. I will be playing this one as well. Trying to do some more personal recordings or rec reviews because I'm trying to, again, improve my gameplay, get a little bit better at the game. Plus, this way I can just make fun of myself and not, I don't know, pick on people who may be less of skill or, inflate my ego by picking on people that are much better at the game than me, and I just will like, oh, I should be that good. I should be able to beat this player. Like I watched a 1600 elo player that I thought for sure I could beat. Probably because he was an arena player on Arabia, but that's side tangent. Hopefully you do enjoy these little bit of casts. I know they may not be the most entertaining thing, but this is kind of just practice for me. And it's my hobby, so hopefully you do enjoy it. Regardless, we are on a different map for me, Gold Rush. I have not played Gold Rush too many times, and that's funny because it is actually on the ranked ladder fairly often, I would say. It's nice. There's some deer to easily push in. They're very close to the TC. That has got to be one of my favorite things about this map so far. Now, I hear a lot of criticism about Gold Rush just because of this middle hill with the golds, and I do think I would agree. I don't really like center golds. I think plenty of pro players and other voices around this game have stated themselves that gold in the middle maps can be a little bit one-sided. Once someone gets the advantage, the game is just kind of over, which is very unfortunate, very frustrating. I am playing Franks, and this is not a civ I picked. We actually are mutual random right now. So my opponent's gonna be on Tatars. I will be on Franks. I have not played Franks in a very long time. I don't tend to go for kind of, I don't know, the generic factions that a lot of people like to go for. I like to keep it a little bit unique. So if tons of people are playing one faction, I typically stay away from them. That being said, I do play a fair bit of Persians, and that is definitely one of the more popular cavalry civs. So this will be fun, trying Franks out for the first time, since who knows when. I do like knights, and we'll hopefully be able to execute a pretty good scout rush as well. That being said, Tatars do have camels, so I think I think potentially a better play than what I end up going for would be like a scout rush into crossbow. I think that's something I should do a little bit more of whenever I'm against camel civs and I don't have my own camels or a way to easily kind of counter them, such as like Fire Lancer with Churchins or whatever the case may be. I think I need to probably more so commit to scouts and feudal age just to be able to keep a decent amount of cavalry pressure on my opponent, but then take the opportunity to switch over to crossbows and castle age. I think if I were to do that, I would have a lot more success against civs that have camels. I do not like fighting them with knights. Some factions can do it. Lithuanians, they get some attack bonuses if you get relics, and that will actually be able to swing some camel fights. It's not cost efficient, but it is nice. Same with Bulgarians. If you can get a castle up and get stirrups, they start beating generic camels. So there's certain instances in which you can get away with not going straight to crossbows and instead just making static defense, because that kills camels pretty well, so you don't get raided, and then just having your own knight army, which can kind of threaten the camels. Not quite trade cost effectively, but if you have the numbers, you can definitely take those fights, force them, and dive for your opponent. So regardless, as I was saying, I think the better play potentially this game would have been for me to do my scout rush, commit a little bit heavier into scouts, though my opponent does wall very quickly, so maybe that wouldn't be the best of ideas. And then when I work my way up to castle age, go crossbows. Let me know if you think that's a good idea or not. Or maybe I need to be a little bit more reactive with my gameplay and go knights, do my standard spiel, but if I see camels, then switch to crossbows. I just feel like at that point it gets a little late. You need like numbers for crossbows to really, really work. At least early on. Actually, probably at any stage of the game, you need numbers for ranged units typically. So we do start trying to wall ourselves as well. Our opponent's doing a really good job of walling himself up. This is one thing that can be very frustrating. On a lot of maps. I don't know that I would call Gold Rush particularly bad, but my opponent does have some fairly good wood lines. That being said, he has nothing in the front, so he's just walling to his TC, which is good enough. Myself, I also have really good wood lines. Like I can just wall that right here, and then I'm just drawing a line. So it's a really fairly easy map to wall, and it feels like I'm further away from my opponent, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe Arabia's not actually that much closer. So there's things to like about this map. There's things to dislike. Our opponent, I do just like having the 2 boars and hurtables. Like, when maps don't have 2 boars, I struggle sometimes to get up. I'm very much an Arabia player, so I guess you could do that with Arena and Black Forest. Most maps have the starting food to get you up to feudal pretty quickly, but every once in a while, sometimes you get a mega random or nomad maps, and those just, oh, they suck my soul. I hate them. So 19 pop. Oh, look at that! I lost my scout. I totally missed that. Ah, the special from me. Okay, well that does set me even further behind. My opponent is walling all the way to his TC. He seems to believe that I will be going scouts and knows that I can probably run under the town center. So he is walling all the way there. He is not cutting any corners. And I do end up going for scouts. Franks are able to get a fair amount of them out. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I was foraging bushes. I ended up going up a 20 pop, I believe. So it's slightly slower timing from me, this push will be. Man, now that I'm watching this, I'm really frustrated that I messed that up. If I had kept my 1 scout alive, right? If I were actually good at the game and I didn't run under a town center, I'd be up a scout, and if I had gone up a little bit sooner, I could have 3 scouts right here. When he has just his starting one, he's only just about to get a second out, and I could deny all this walling. Look at this stone walling, dude. Why are we arena playing, bro? You could actually just go to the fetching tree line, but whatever. That's fine. Maybe he doesn't see it. Ah, he kind of sees it. I wouldn't necessarily assume that those are all trees, though. Man, that's frustrating. I could be here pressuring these walls, pushing my way in, doing damage. That is a frustration. That just tells you scouts have to come out fast if they want to do damage. At least at certain elos. And my experience has been, if you don't go up a 19 pop, give or take, you're gonna have a bit of a tough time trying to get damage with scouts. And as you'll see here pretty soon, sending the scouts forward, they are not going to do what I wish they had done, because now my opponent is completely and fully walled up. And it will take a year for me to try and break into any of this. The only weak points are right next to his base, where he can easily build villagers. So yeah, that does not feel good at all. Let's see if we can switch viewpoints here. Hello. Oh, got it. So we do see that he's fully walled. We're gonna try and run around the walls. That doesn't end up happening, so I'm gonna go for this corner piece. It's a nice corner piece because it's a little bit jutted out. It's not just flat against the wall, so you can get a couple more units to hit it, meaning you can break it a little bit sooner. So that was a hope. I myself am almost fully walled as well. Slightly less strong walls, though. I did not opt for stone walls, and he barely gets his house up in time, which is very frustrating. This is probably where, I don't know, maybe some ranged units, maybe a range would have been a smart thing to add on, but we're kind of just trying to populate as many farms as humanly possible, which my opponent is seemingly doing himself as well. We're trying to break in through this gate. I don't think we will have too much success with it. Again, this game was played a few days ago, so I'm not 100% sure how everything turns out, but that's good. That means it's a little bit of surprise. You can watch me react to my horrible plays. We do have a decent number of scouts. We're at 7 scouts. And we are able to get in and under the gate. So we decide to run in. Now, this is probably a bad decision because it traps us within his base. But I was like, I have the scout numbers. I haven't seen a spear. Let's take these fights. And then, of course, I take the fights with the vills, and he's able to swing the fight because he has a whole bunch of villagers in there. Where is my... That's timeline. That's not what I want. Where do I switch? Is it the shift click? There we go. We killed 1 vill, and we're about to get a second, but this is a really bad thing that I have kept running into, is I lose my forward army. I lose my military, and it puts me really far behind. So getting a couple vill kills is nice, and I have an eco lead. A fair decent one as well. But I'm about to lose my military, and this is where I start struggling, I think. Just keep running around his base, keep him alive as long as possible, but I'm trapped. There's no way out. So we just keep running and running and wasting his time as much as possible. Well, meanwhile, we are gonna try and hit our gold mine and go up to Castle Age ourselves. I need to make a market sooner, dude. I'm on 400 fetching wood. What am I doing with my life? Market, archery range. Like, I could be doing so many more things. I don't know that archery range is necessarily needed in this instance at the current moment. But again, I'm against a camel sieve. I'm gonna be getting countered by that more than likely if I try to commit to knights. Crossbows are incredibly good against that scenario. I mean, Tatars have very good crossbows as well. Free thumb ring. So I'm not sure that it would have been the best play. I don't know if that's the correct one or not. You can let me know if you think so. Definitely a correct play, though, would be getting a market down. Finally, I am creating it. We're going to get a blacksmith and a market. Beautiful. That's finally what I needed. And my final scout is about to go down. Only 2 vills getting killed, but we lost our entire military, which means the map is now in my opponent's control. I should be making some more scouts and some spears just to have some military to push this back. I do end up making some spears, so that's nice. But he's going to be able to start pressuring me on my end, which is going to make things a little bit more frustrating. We are up to castle, or we're headed up to Castle H, which is nice. That's not too bad of a timing. There's a hole! Oh my gosh. I remember this. Oh, dude. Jeezums. No wonder this game felt so much harder than others. A hole in my wall, fussing, got my scouts trapped and then just suicided them. Messed up my whole start by killing a scout to the town center. Oh, jeezums. Jeezums. All right, well, we try to kind of wall in our gold here. This is a very shabby gold wall in. We've got 10 vills on there, though, so it can be a little bit difficult to get the walls down. I just walled the one side to try and dissuade him go in, and he does not care. He just kind of goes for the fight anyway, which is fine. There's some low HP scouts in there. I can fight this, right? Vill fight this. We're going to be fine. He's evened out the eco KD. He's now taking the lead in the eco KD, and he's killed so much more than me. We are suffering. And I think we're suffering by ourselves just because dude, that's such a massive hole. A whole house could fit in between there. That is, man, that annoys me. I really gotta watch these elevation bits. An entire hole, and we lose another vill. Oh, I mean, we're not necessarily behind in vills. There's a lot more TC idle time from my opponent. Only 8, dang. All right, something to make me feel better about myself. I only have 8 seconds TC idle time at this point in the game, all the way up to Castle H. I will take that. That's definitely like a record for me. That being said, though, yeah, this has been a rough game. Oh, I'm suffering. We're gonna see if I can bring it back. I don't think I'm necessarily behind on vills just because I am up to Castle H. He still has like 30-40 seconds to go, so we'll probably be behind 1 or 2 vills. But there's probably a lot of eco idle time. Res collected is still technically in my favor, so we're not feeling too bad, though a lot of that is just dead scouts. We do go for a second town center. I think this is a misplay. I think even though I'm on 2 stables, I should probably, again, this is hindsight. Hindsight's 2020, so foreshadowing on maybe how this game goes. I should have had a crossbow at this point. I should have like 8, 10, like a bunch of crossbows sitting up on this hill, and I should be walking this town center forward and planting it on the gold and just claiming that very, very important hill. Instead, I've got knights over at his base trying to get back into the tempo of the game, trying to take over the game again. I am able to finally clean up the scouts that he has in my base, but even the moment I break in, he's got the camels out, he has the counter ready to go, and we're just feeling bad, man. It's good that I'm in here, but other than that, that's about it. He does go for a town center way back here. That's an interesting town center, but I guess it is taking your wood line, and it's going to be pretty safe eco, so I like what he did with this guy's base. I like what he did. He put a whole lot of stone walls down. I don't typically stone wall that early. I only ever stone wall in Castle Age at the earliest, but he's got a very, very defended base. I was very lucky to break in that way, and then he instantly had the counter unit to fight it, and this is probably where the mistake really starts coming in, is I don't know what to make because I'm on 2 stables, so I just keep making some knights, which is bad. I go for a 3rd town center hoping to get some kind of eco lead, but at this point I'm kind of aimless. I don't know what to do against these camels, and the answer is obvious. It's crossbow. I just haven't built the actual infrastructure. Like, I haven't built the archery ranges to do so. And so we start making some spearmen, and we're gonna research pikes because they're also pretty effective against camel. That being said, they do not have the agency to attack them because they lack the mobility. So the cavalry can just run away. I'm fairly countered at this point. We're going to speed this game up just a little bit. And he's just chasing my army all the way around. We get a couple more pikes. We bring our forward pikes here. This is hopefully going to be a really good fight for me, because I have 6 pikes, 7 pikes, a bunch of knights. We're going to try and take this fight. Let's see if he gives it to us. Step Lancers are also an incredibly good unit for breaking into bases. He can easily make his way into that base very quickly. We try to take the high ground. We then engage, but there's just too many numbers from our opponent. He's gonna clear this up like it's nothing. Pikes was not the answer. If I had a crossbow mass, I would be chilling, especially with that many defensive pikes next to it. Like, I'd be absolutely chilling. And then I've made the mistake here of not getting a stone gate up. He's gonna break through that gate in no time flat. We are gonna put a house down here to try and wall in this castle and get this castle up. I'm not sure why I wanted the castle. I guess just static defense in general, but it's not a very good location. Not that I had too many options. He does end up getting inside here, and I think he's gonna potentially deny this as well. I have a 10 vill lead, but it's starting to really fall. We're starting to lose a ton of villagers. My opponent's only on 2 town centers. I'm on 3, but he is ahead of me in eco. I just have no military to track this down. Finally get some more pikes out, get some more knights out. It's just too much. It is too much, and I have lost the complete tempo of this game. And it's just raid after raid after raid. I think at a certain point I realized, like, I should have gone crossbow. It's too late to do anything. He's gonna have his own knights. And we're just gonna speed it along because this is a GG. Well played from my opponent. He does end up getting his 3rd town center out on that gold. Tons of Step Lancers, which is definitely a good unit to use because I have no ranged. So Step Lancers can kill knights when they got the numbers. Step Lancers can easily snipe vills, break into the base like it's nothing. If I just had 2 ranges and a ton of crossbows, I think this game would be completely different. So that's good. I have learned myself what I need to potentially change. At this point, the game is definitely out of our hands. The score is looking not too bad, actually. 4,000 to 4,000. So I'm feeling, I guess, somewhat decent. I was able to clear up his army. I'm on 3 town centers. I don't think he's on 3 town centers. That being said, I'm about to find another town center. And at this point, it's pretty obvious how much of a lead he is in. 10 Step Lancers up on that hill. All these knights are about to just go straight to the waist, just dying for no reason at all. I think this is probably where my heart gives out. I should stick around, bro. I really should stick around. I still had time to switch to crossbow. But when I saw the town center on the gold hill, I realized I would not have gold long term. So at that point, I decided let's just go next. So let me know if you think I made the wrong decision. I'm sure there was a way to claw back a victory. I don't think I was willing to try for it. So either way, there's a loss. We were able to get one in there. Like I said, sometimes the losses feel a little bit more one-sided, so it's not as close or as clutch of a game. Still gonna try and dot them in there though. I don't want to make it obvious for who wins for every single game. So regardless, hopefully you did enjoy. And if you didn't, I apologize, but it is just a bit of a hobby. Just me trying to get a little bit better at the game and be a little bit consistent about posting to my YouTube channel. So we'll try to get some more inventive content maybe eventually, but right now this is kind of what I have found for myself is nice to do, just because it helps me get better at the game at the same time. So rec reviews for myself or rec reviews of people that are better than me to try and copy what they're doing. Anyway, I've talked on long enough. Hopefully you did enjoy that, and I will see you in the next one. Talk to you later.